Good morning, guys. Pretty straightforward, nice, quick, easy lesson today. So, as you know, the topic's called measuring and energy. We've been looking at measurements. Now we're going on to that energy side of it. Okay, so interesting because this can directly relate to your everyday life, and we're looking at food and nutrition. Now, we don't look at the science side of it much here in maths, obviously, we're just looking at the mathematical side. So, basically what I've written here for you to copy in your books, pause the video, get it down, but we've got the food provides our body with energy. Energy is measured in calories and kilojoules. So you would be familiar with both of those. Most food labels just have the energy in kilojoules, but it also can contain the calories. It's just a different way of having it there, like meters and centimeters, okay? So eating more energy or food than our body is needed makes it then store into fat. So that's the extent we look into the idea of it here in maths, even though I find it quite fascinating. But what we do look at very closely is the conversion, okay? And not just converting between calories and kilojoules, but your textbook will also get you to analyze different data and use things like your percentages, information that you know, and use all that maths together in this. So this actual exercise is no new maths, okay? It's just really the newest thing you need to look at is this conversion of calories and kilojoules. All right, the rest of it you're just using maths you already have and understand. So let's just look at the skill today. Being able to convert calories into kilojoules. So basically we have here that 1 calorie is approximately 4.184 kilojoules. And then I've gone the other way. You could also represent 1 kilojoule is 0.239000574 calories. I should say that. So now just using that conversion, we're going to fill in our answers to these. So it says convert the following. So 500 calories is how many kilojoules? So the idea here is as long as you know that conversion, it's really straightforward, okay? You don't get given that conversion on your formula sheet, so it is something you do need to remember. Okay, you really only need to remember one, and I suggest remembering just the first one because you can use that to work out the second one. And if you're not sure how, think about it this way, 1 cal equals 4.184 kilojoules. So if I want 1 kilojoule, I'm just going to divide both sides of that equation by 4.184. Which then cancels those out. I get my 1 kilojoule, and 1 divided by 4.184, what do you know, is 0.2390, so on, which is that number here. So you can get to that. You don't have to remember both, okay? Otherwise, do remember both. Okay, so 1 calorie is 4.184 kilojoules, so 500 calories. I'm just going to do, and I'll write my working here for this one. Okay, and then I get my answer. So for each one, it's just as simple as filling in that idea. Okay, if 1 calorie is this, then 16 calories is going to be 16 times 4.184. And that turns it to kilojoules. In everyday life, I just think of it as 1 calorie is 4 kilojoules, okay? So that, in everyday life, I use that. But otherwise, in mathematics, we use 4.184. Okay, so keep going through. I'll put my answers up in a moment, but it's something for you to practice anyway. The next example there is going the other way, okay? Convert to the nearest whole calorie. So 64 kilojoules, well, we just have to think. You can either use this second conversion or use your problem solving in mathematics, okay? But basically 1 kilojoule is this many calories, so 64 of them is just going to be 64 timesing by my 0.23, okay? And you're just going to multiply each time. So it's really nice and straightforward. Okay, and there we have it. I filled in my answers. Hopefully you got those as well. Just be mindful with this bottom one if it is confusing you a little bit. When you do put that in your calculator, it's not going to give you 0, okay? It's going to give you that 0.2 2390574, which we already know, which when we round that to the nearest whole number becomes 0, okay? So I'd like you to have a go at your exercises now. We are on exercise 4D, questions 1, 3, 4 and 5, and I want you to do all of the letters. The only one I don't want you to do though, in terms of letters, is you don't need to know how to construct a sector graph, okay, which is 5B, all right? You can do it using, software, but don't stress about that one, okay? Alright guys, please comment below if you have any questions or email me. I'm also setting up a Teams for our class. I'm not going to be using this in terms of distributing lessons because I have everything set up on Compass with our links, but I want to use this as like a questionnaire, because I want you to post things, ask me questions in those things, and help each other out, answer each other as well.